Hello, everybody. Um, Predictions for Costa Rica against the United States. Well, I think for Costa Rica, their most impressive part of their team in this tournament has been their defense. They've only conceded one goal en route to the semifinals. Up front, they've been lacking, and they come into this match with several injuries with Joel Campbell. There's no Venegas. There's no Wallace. So they're going to be relying a lot on Umania and Brian Ruiz and a couple of other midfielders. But for the most part, I think, moreover, a depleted Costa Rican side is coming into the semis against the United States. The United States have not been great defensively in this tournament. The United States' strength has been the exact opposite. It's been their offense. The United States has scored, I believe, 9 goals in this tournament so far. And in this case, I look at both teams and how they match up. I'm a little bit worried about the United States defensively because we saw that they were exposed a little bit at the back against El Salvador through Bonilla and Zelaya. And I'm a little bit worried that if they don't fill those holes in, they could be finding themselves going behind early through an early goal. And I hope that Bruce Arena does makes the twinks in the machine appropriately enough to where those gaps get filled. For the most part, I don't see Costa Rica scoring more than a single goal in this match because of the fact that, like I said, they've been lacking in firepower. They beat Honduras 1-0, did not deserve to win that game. They beat Panama 1-0 through an own goal, did not deserve to win that game. They defeated French Guiana 3-0, 2 of those goals coming from when French Guiana had essentially already given up. And this is not me hating on Costa Rica. I just tell it like it is. I tell it how I see it. I have nothing against Costa Rica. Up until this tournament started, I liked Costa Rica. Now this tournament they've kind of pissed me off a little bit because I don't understand the whole hype around them. I really don't, because they've underwhelmed. They haven't lived up to people's expectations of them. And I think they've been barely scraping by. So, for the most part, I don't think they've been convincing in any of their wins whatsoever in this tournament. They arguably should have lost to Canada in the group stages. And I look at the United States, and hey, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about my team either. I was disappointed with how we performed against Martinique. I was disappointed. We almost finished second in our group, almost dropped the ball, no pun intended, against Nicaragua. If not for that Graham Zusi free kick that found the head of Matt Miazga for a superb goal in the dying minutes of the last group game against Nicaragua, we would have played Costa Rica in the quarterfinals, and one of us would have been eliminated by now. But I look at both teams, and I think for the most part they're going to cancel each other out. Costa Rica is not a side that concedes very many goals, but they're also not a side that scores many goals. And I have to wonder that if the United States gets on the board early, how does Costa Rica respond to going behind? They responded well against Canada, but the United States is a vastly superior team to Canada. And I look at this match, and for the most part, and this is mainly speculation, but I believe that the United States bringing back its starters, I think one of the reasons why the United States struggled in their match with El Salvador was because they had just brought back in their main starters, and when you bring in players who had not been playing for most of the tournament, it sort of messes around with the team chemistry, and it takes a while for them to find their footing. But as the team grows into the tournament, I think they will settle in more, and I think that we'll start seeing more success. And here, I don't know how Costa Rica, who did not bring in a lot of their main A-team starters for the knockout stages, and who have a couple of players injured, I'm not sure how they're going to deal with Dempsey, Altidore, Bradley, and others. So, but having said that, this is a tricky match to predict because there's only 90 minutes, and it goes to penalties afterwards. My opinion, I think that's bullshit. I think that's unfair because for lesser teams, it'll just give them motivation to sit back and just try to take the game to penalties. The The United States and Costa Rica are not lesser teams, but that very well could have happened in the quarterfinals. But with the extra time to play, extra 30 minutes, it's a lot harder for teams to sit back and take it to penalties. If there's more game time, it sort of forces teams to go out and play a more pragmatic and play a more attacking style of football. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of taking away extra time. I don't remember this having been a part of previous Gold Cups. My memory is a little bit faint, but I've seen pretty much relatively every Gold Cup since 2005. And I don't remember extra time not being a factor in games in the knockout stages that needed more than 90 minutes to be resolved. If I remember correctly, I think Mexico defeated Honduras a couple of times in previous Gold Cups through extra time. So I'm not liking that. I really don't like it. And they took away the third place game again when they brought it back in 2015. I don't like that either. I think more games, the better. More football to watch. And the third place game gives teams something to fight for in the end, the two losing semifinals sides. So it is what it is. We have 3 more games in this group, the 2 semifinals and the final. This match here is a little bit tough to call. I'm worried about the United States defensively. I really am. And in my pre-tournament predictions, I predicted that Costa Rica and the United States would reach the semifinals. They would play each other. And I picked the United States to go through on penalties. Now, I think we're going to win this 1-0. This is what I think is going to happen. Not that I want to happen. Of course I want us to win. But I think this is going to be a 1-0. Even if Costa Rica wins, I think they might win this 1-0. I think the United States will win this 1-0. And I think I usually do not like to predict goal scorers because I think that's almost pointless because it's almost impossible to predict specific goal scorers. But I think we could see maybe Clint Dempsey be the one that nets the winner here. I'm going to go with a 1-0. I think halftime it'll be 0-0, and I think we will score 1 in the second half. I'm not convinced at all with this Costa Rican team. I don't think they deserve to be in the semifinals. You want me to hear me say it? I don't think they deserve to be there. I'm sorry. The way they've played in this tournament is just worse than the United States has been playing, in my opinion. And, I think it'll be narrow. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be tough. But I think we're going to get through 1-0. I think Costa Rica having a depleted squad for the semis, missing a few of their key players, I just think it's going to cost them. I think them not starting games off very well, I think that's going to cost them. They start off well against French Guiana, but come on, it's French Guiana. So, yeah, I think the United States will win this match 1-0 and get to the final. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. What are your predictions for this game? Who's getting to the final? I will see you in my reaction video, which will come out probably tonight if I have time. I mean, the game is kind of coming on late. It's coming on at 10 or 10:30. So if I cannot upload this video till like 2 or 3 hours afterwards, who knows? I might have to go to bed by then. I might be too tired. But I might upload a reaction video tonight. And then stay tuned, guys, for my reaction video for tomorrow my predictions between Mexico and Jamaica. So, yeah, until then, guys, have a good day. Peace out. Much love. Thank you for watching.